All right. It's happening. It's happening. I said it would happen. If you were watching my stories, you know it's gonna happen. What's up, people? What's up, guys and girls? Hope you guys and girls are having one of the sickest motherfucking Wednesdays of your life. Just getting the camera fixed up over here on TikTok. This one's gonna be kind of sweet. This is a breath of fresh air, honestly. I feel like I'm doing this too much. Well, it's the first time we did this, so it's kind of nerve wracking because it means like abandoning and burning the boat and like letting go of all the other, um, you know, episodes in the past. But today we're going to be talking about it. Welcome to the Meathead on the Mic podcast. We're going to be diving in today to talk about it. We're going to be diving in today to talk about the new podcast, or at least the rebrand of the podcast. So I'm getting a little bit of difficulty here on TikTok because going live is an issue here, apparently. What's up, Gurge? What's up, Jake? Let me know how your day's going. Tyson, my boy, natural nomad himself, is in the house. What's good? And also, you natural nomads that are part of the Natural Nomad Academy, you got something special coming to you. You got something special coming to you. All right, very, very shortly. Okay, so without wasting any time, we are going to dive into this podcast. It's going to be more sort of along the lines of a story, a story time, because I'm going to basically explain to you why I'm rebranding, how I came to rebrand, and sort of like the backstory behind it. I'll give you a hint. Most of it has to do with the recent business trip that I did take. So that's what this is going to be about. We're going to dive into this podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, welcome to the very first episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. This is the #1 podcast for anyone on this planet, country, or nation who wants to make an amazing mental and physical natural transformation. Disclaimer, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Not because I want to be mean, but because I'm a meathead. All right, so if you tune in and decide to give me the time out of your life that you know you'll never get back, the very least I can do for you is keep it a stack. Now that that's out the way, let's chat with IFBB Pro Matt Butale. All right, let's dive into it, meatheads. All right, that's the new intro. I like it. I like it. And if you like it, let me know. Okay, because this is the first episode, the pilot episode of the rebranded Natural Nomad podcast. That's what the podcast was before, the Natural Nomad podcast. You could essentially find it on YouTube. I think there was up to like 30 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And then I decided to rebrand. So in this episode, in the introduction, we're going to be giving you guys and girls sort of like a backstory. It's going to be a little bit of a story time here. So stick around, stay tuned. All right. Why did I rebrand? Okay. What's the point? Why? Like, does it even matter? Okay, we're going to dive into it. Okay, let's dive into it right now. All right. So essentially, for those of you that don't know, I'm an online fitness coach. I'm based out in Toronto, Ontario, and I have been running an online fitness company, online coaching company, we'll say, for about 2 years. Okay, and before that, I was a security guard. You know, I'd work full time Monday to Friday at an auction lot as a security guard, and then Friday to Saturday night, I'd be working as a bouncer in downtown Toronto. So if you've seen my face down there, you know what's up. All right. Now let's really talk about it. Let's break it down. So the way I got into online fitness coaching is, well, first of all, I've been an athlete all of my life. I was doing freestyle wrestling growing up. I did wrestling growing up. Matter of fact, I finished second in Canada as a freestyle wrestler, I believe, at the 63 kilo category. And football was just pretty much in high school, but bodybuilding was my real passion, natural bodybuilding specifically, which is why my online coaching company is named Natural Nomad Academy, because I'm a natural nomad, especially now that I am an IFBB Pro. And if you know anything about bodybuilding, you know that 99.9% of the athletes in the IFBB Pro organization are not natural. So that makes me a nomad just by existing. Right. So before you even ask, yes, I will be only competing at one show, which is the one natural tested show, which should be in Virginia. And that's going to be like my little Olympia that I'll be going to compete at every single year. All right. So I'm a two-time national champion in bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding. And that's sort of what I did there with we'll say the fitness side of things. All right. I've been helping people throughout many years, even while I was a security guard, because I was competing while I was a security guard. And, I was always doing personal training on the side. And then got a message from this gentleman named Brian Mark. And he's an online fitness coach, or he was an online fitness coach back then in the day. I think he folded his business in 2018 to actually help online trainers build their own businesses, right? So he got his company up to $54,000 a month. He actually owns a podcast called the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer Podcast. Forgive me for screwing that up, Brian. And I listen to that religiously. Matter of fact, he sent me a DM in 2019 December. He says, Matt, I know that you're into bodybuilding. You'd make a killing in online coaching. I offer this program, and he pitched me a price. I said, fuck no, leave me alone. Like, you're a scam artist. Like, bye. The next month, it was January 2020, and I just dove in because fuck that. I hated my job and I didn't want to be there anymore. I mean, I liked being a guard, but I just didn't want to be there anymore. Um, and yeah, that's that. So 3 months later, the COVID happened. You already know about COVID, and that happened. So once that happened, I was pretty much laid off, and I had no other choice but to burn the boats and go all in on my online fitness coaching company. All right. So that's where the Natural Nomad was officially born. And I can confidently tell you that since then, since November 2020, I have been self-employed since, right? So I've been my own boss for this March will be 2 years. And it's all thanks to Brian Mark at the PT Dom and the 10K Academy. Um, and the culture, the community, man, it's just fucking wicked. It allowed me to free up time to actually become an IFBB pro because back then I would struggle to eat meals. I'd have to hide, from my boss so I can get my extra meals in and my water in. And barely had time to train because I'd get home so late, and that just wasn't the way to live for me. So I'm just so fucking happy that this guy DM'd me because he actually changed my life. Hence his podcast names. My tongue is twisting. Hence his podcast's name, Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer Podcast, right? So I also listened to that when I was at work too. I had one earphone in all the time, and he would always give me value. And I would do things that he would say in the podcast, like I got myself sneaking to the washroom to pull out my phone and like actually begin working and bringing on clients too while I was on the job as a security guard. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's a little bit of a backstory. Now moving forward, there was a business seminar, a live event that he did host um, between February 3rd and the 6th, and I attended it. Okay, so I flew out to West Kelowna, BC, and I stayed there. We had an Airbnb, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, which is like the main reason why I rebranded, mainly because of the culture. But anyway, I went there and I was awarded the biggest glow up of the year because I essentially at the start of 2021, I said I was going to break five figures in my business in 1 month, and I also said that I'll turn into an IFBB pro by the end of the month, right? So both of those things happen, or not the end of the month, the end of the year. So both of those things happened at the end of 2021, just as I said it would happen, and just as we had the vision board meeting in the beginning of the year, I said those things were going to happen. And they did. So I was awarded the biggest glow up award, which is fucking amazing. I was stoked. It was incredibly like humbling, and I was just so honored. And flying out there and meeting them all in person for the first time was just surreal because I did that all on my own accord with my money, something that I honestly wouldn't have been able to do um if I was a security guard. Like the ticket alone for the event, not even my ticket for the plane, cost more than I made in a month as a security guard. So like I'm just, super grateful. Super grateful. All right, so now let's talk about why I rebranded the podcast. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, I do live stream while I do the podcast, so I can see the comments. I won't actually reply to them yet. I'll reply to them once I am done recording. But so yo, this is what happened. We created a group chat. Okay, we created a group chat. I created it. It was called the Meathead Mansion group chat, and that was in our private community for those that were attending the live event. Again, only 50 people were allowed to come. There were only 50 seats for sale. And what essentially we did was we got locals, and not even everybody was a local. Some were from the states, and we essentially created a group chat just to have an Airbnb so that when we go there, we can meet each other and like meet some new friends and lifelong business partners and things of the sort. So we did that, and we booked this Airbnb. Everybody pitched in, and we got there. So we didn't know anybody. This was the very first time we met each other. And I'll tell you this much, like how awkward is it when you go into it's like eight guys, they go into like a room or like a club. It's pretty awkward. They look at each other, they don't do anything. But I'll tell you, this was the complete opposite. We didn't even have to fucking introduce each other. It was just like gang activity from the second we opened the door. It was just all love. It was like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? We're relatively around the same age, between early 20s, and there's one guy who was just like 30, but didn't fucking matter. Um, Essentially, we all had our workstations there, our laptops, and we're all like, hustling, giving each other ideas on how to service our clients better, like closing deals, working on sales. And it was just like without even asking, we're just sitting there getting better as a collective. And that's why I believe, like, yo, the way, so it's like you are, and you've heard this a billion times, I might even butcher this saying, you are the product of the people that you surround yourself with. And that definitely came true when I was at the Meathead Mansion. Okay, so the group chat was called Meathead Mansion because we rented a B&B, and it was like pretty much like a mansion with a nice view. So in that time, in those short, 3 days that we spent there, I really understood the type of people that I resonate with, like just people in general, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you work a job, whether like you're interested in like sports, whether like whatever it is, I realized like the type of person I resonate with is a meathead because I'm one myself. And I realized like that would be the perfect time to rebrand my podcast because I just felt so at home at the Meathead Mansion. And the word just meathead just rings bells for me whenever I go to the gym. All of my gym partners were always meatheads. Whenever I went out, all my buddies were always meatheads. And, some of them were crazy, but most of them had, a good head on their shoulders, a meathead, a pun intended. But I realized that it was time to change the podcast name because I just didn't feel like it resonated much with the people that I wanted to connect with. All right. So that brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk about. Like, I want to speak to the people that vibe with me. I am not really open to talking to the people that couldn't care less about what I've got to say or that don't resonate with my vibe. People that are that bitch and moan over cussing and shit. I don't give a fuck about that. So I cuss 3 times just to like really prove the point because I'm a meathead. But honestly, though, honestly, I like to speak to people that vibe with me, and that's what this podcast is about. I will be offering mindset, nutrition, and training tactics, okay, that I give to my very best clients and that I of course apply to myself. So you guys and girls can just honestly just get some free value the same way that I got free value from the Change Money or I keep fucking butchering that. Forgive me, Brian. Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. That's the original podcast that I got value from that I was able to, in a sense, change my life, and become abundant enough to, fly out and do whatever I want, work from my laptop and my phones. It's just I'm just ever so blessed and I'm so grateful. And I want to definitely give that feeling to somebody else, to any new viewer that's tuning into the Meathead on the Mic podcast. I want to give you that experience for free, right? This is not going to be monetized. I'm just going to go on about creating 5 episodes a week at 12 p.m. EST because that's just what I do. All right. So expect that. All right. That's pretty much a recap on an intro for this episode. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. This is the #1 podcast for anyone on this planet, country, or nation who wants to make an amazing meathead transformation. Don't forget to implement at least one thing from this podcast. Remember, information without implementation is just fucking noise. So if you laughed, cried, got any value, motivation, or inspiration from this podcast, share it out to one friend who you know will enjoy it too. Shameless plug, subscribe to my YouTube channel, MATT space BUTALE, Matt Butale, to see how I live my life outside of social media. And also, if you want to join the Natural Nomad Academy and lose 25 pounds and join the Meathead community, embrace your inner meathead and feel free to DM me, and I'll see if you'll be a good fit. All right, it's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. Natural IFBB Pro Matt signing out. Boom. Woo. Let's go. Let's go. All right. First episode done. Brittany, what's good? Joshua, what's up? Will, what's good? Nicholas. So everybody here came and went. Dope. I'm going to answer your questions really quick. I've got a meeting right now, so I'm just going to do this real quick. What's going on, homie? Gabriel, what's good? Gagan, what's up? He says, when will your natural IFBB show when will your natural IFBB show in Virginia be? So it should be in October unless they change the dates. I'm not sure on the number for October, but it's in October. Homie CJs asks, how much of the program that you purchased? So the PT Dom Academy at the time was $300 US per month. Or you can pay for it in full to buy the year. But yeah, the prices have increased since then. So I do not even remember, to be honest with you. I don't even check. Like, he just I'm just like, take my money. I don't give a shit. I make enough to like not worry about that. Plus, I actually get a lot of value, so I'm not worried about it. Um, Her World says you have such a nice voice. Thank you so much. I appreciate the follows. I appreciate the likes. Thank you so much, people. All right. I have to dip out. I'm going to go hit a meeting up. All right. And we're just going to keep these all around 15 minutes so that we can respect your time and mine. Hope you guys and girls have the sickest motherfucking Wednesday of your life. We are out. Boom.